So firstly, when consulting the client, it was easy for us, as I personally knew the client, so it was easy for me to message her. So I WhatsApped her and then arranged a meeting so I could go through the ideas that I had for the music video with her. I was able to do this successfully.
When it came to the degree of discretion about the brief, we had like mostly the upper hand because the artist was alright with what we proposed to her, and didn't really have to change anything or scrap our ideas. And one advantage of that is that we're able to save more time. Instead of going back to like scrap up our ideas and start all over again, we're able to save more time. Our one disadvantage was that we gave us too much freedom, and sometimes too much freedom can be bad because we keep scrapping and doing it over again. And also we needed to have a deadline, which I think helped us as well. So we were able to meet a particular date, but if we didn't have the deadline, or we'll just keep like we're doing it, keep killing the creativity until it's bad.
In terms of amendments to the final product, we've had to change it like so many times. One reason was because the artist firstly confirmed that she could come down, and then for us to be able to do the shoot, and then suddenly it was a thing where she couldn't come down anymore. So then we had to use Dejane to step in for the artist, which was like uncomfortable for us because we wasn't expecting to be using one of our own members to be shooting. And another thing was in terms of the locations, we planned to record in Crayford, but then it turned out that the location wasn't suitable, so then we had to look for an alternative. So we found a solution to that by having to appeal to the Greenwich Council for us to film at Greenwich, and also we used Erith as well. The issue was the fact that as a group, we lacked a lot of communication skills, so in terms of getting the idea across was a bit difficult because we didn't really communicate within the four of us. So yeah,
towards the end we were able to put it off.
Yeah, towards the end we were able to put it off, but it was like from start, like near the deadline, it was a big issue because of the artist and stuff. But then obviously when we found out we could actually use one of our members to replace the artist, it made things move smoother in it. So yeah.
Easier.
The constraints, one of them was that we had to obviously get the consent of the artist, or else we'll be sued, which we did. The second thing was, well, this didn't really appeal to us because we're not doing like, the genre we're doing wasn't hip hop.
Yeah.
But if we were meant to do a hip hop video, we'll have to like be careful about being stereotypical towards various set of people. For example, if I portraying the black race in our music video, we have to be careful how we do that so it looks stereotypical. We also had to get the consent of the artist by appearing in our music video. Unfortunately, we couldn't do that, so we used Dejane. We got the consent of Dejane, so we could use her on our music video.
With copyright issues, there's also stuff such as the recce's, like we had to make sure that we had recce and shooting license like from the Film Council. So for instance Greenwich, we had to make sure that we were able to film, otherwise we could get in serious trouble, maybe even facing a fine, which would have cost us even more money. And also release forms, we had to get release forms for like artists and stuff, but we didn't have an artist, so we just had then release forms for the for Dejane. Also like risk assessments, we had to make sure that all the locations that we had, because as a producer I had to do that, I had to make sure that all the areas were alright for us to record, so I would know which one, like if it's not okay to shoot there, just if there's like a broken lift and someone might fall down or something like that, I had to ensure that I risk assessed it fully so that people know that there's no dangers. Yeah. Amendments to budget. Our budget was like quite expensive due to the fact that we had to record in Erith, so we had to find a place that we thought was suitable for that. Also, like the place we were gonna record in Crayford in a shed, but that had to be changed because we didn't feel like the music video would suit being in a shed, so we changed that and we shot in Greenwich, which added much more to our budget, so it made it much more expensive. Yeah.
So in terms of like travelling from one
Yeah.
point to another, it just made it more expensive in terms of like train cost and like food wise in case we were hungry or whatnot.
And
Yeah.
our equipment, for just to rent a camera, and we had to do reshoots as well, so that made it even more expensive for
because
us.
It's a lot because we had to go up to Greenwich like twice
Yeah,
to finish.
twice
it.
just to finish the recording, and Erith had like how many times?
I think we went like 3 or twice.
Yeah,
Twice to
twice
Erith
as
as
well.
well.
So just to do like reshoots and like, it's good that we had our own actor because instead of paying for another actor, we had someone in our team.
Yeah,
That
we
would
could
have
step
been
up. Yeah.
Yeah, that would have been even more expensive. So
Like, I was gonna add to that, like saying, if we use like the artists, we might like the budget would have increased for like makeup and costume and stuff like
Oh
that.
yeah, because she was going to look a certain way.
Yeah.
yeah,
the
we'd
way-
have to look a certain way.
Mm.
Yeah. She'll
We literally changed our whole idea because halfway through our production we found out that what we were doing wasn't actually working. So we had to change all the conditions we were working to work on a better and more controlled condition. And I think that really helped us because after we changed the way we work, we were able to
We adapted.
adapted really quickly and we were able to strike our deadline.
Yeah, like with the artist, like she gave us freedom to do what we felt was right with with the music video. So if we had to follow what she wanted, I feel like it would have been harder for us to portray in the music video. So the fact that we were able to like shoot what we felt was alright was like good.
Yeah, creativity.
For the fees, we didn't really have to pay that much fees when it came to booking our locations because one of the locations were kind of mine, so we could use that, the one in area. But the Greenwich one, we didn't have to pay for it, but the travel cost us a bit much because we had to travel all the way from Sidcup to Greenwich, and most of us live very far from Greenwich, so the money to travel back from Greenwich all the way to where we live was so high as well. But I
And
think
that was twice as well.
that was twice. I think it was made easier because we were not actually paying the artist for overtime as well.
So imagine if you were paying an artist to get from, where does she live again?
Like,
Like from
Yeah.
Brixton to Greenwich, that's like, I don't know.
Almost £50.
Yeah, £50. So I think using one of our members as an artist was really, it really benefited us because
Yeah.
one was firstly she was under 18 at the time, so it was easier to get your ticket, whatever, to just get to Greenwich. So yeah.
Alright, in general, when we first received the brief, we saw that we had like an opportunity to learn various things because we did have a go at doing music video last year, but it wasn't really great. So when we found out we're doing music video all over again, it was like, oh, we've got a new
A little
style.
bit of
Yeah,
chance to improve.
to
what
improve
we've
on
done
our
before.
skills.
Yeah.
Yeah, on music video and also like see how our creativity can influence other people. New skills, in talking about new skills, I think one of the ones we really learned was time management because towards the end of the of our production, we really had little time. I think we got our shoot done in like 2 days.
Yeah.
It was it was
Because
very difficult.
what we should have done, we had like, I think it was 2 weeks or 3 weeks to shoot.
Yeah,
But we had to do that all in 2 days, so it was really hectic. So I think a lesson we've learned from doing this is that in the future you have to make sure we plan everything right, and also like think about the like sort of the negative sides towards it. Because if you don't do that, then eventually when you're in the real world doing something, it might have an effect on what you're doing, and obviously you won't get paid, and then you won't get recognised either. So it's just going to be like a massive fall down, really.
I think everyone in the group really helped when it comes to we developed like became multi-skilled, because it got to a part where we're like switching roles. It got to a point where I was on the camera, then Team Big was on the camera, then Denisha was doing the lights, and she was acting. So we're not really doing our original roles. We had to adapt and learn new roles, which I think has really helped us develop in our skills as well. Another good one that we've really worked on is communication skills. Because after the whole thing happened, we actually sat down and actually laid everything out, discussed it out, and we were able to carry out all the things that we needed to do. What the ones?
Yeah, so in terms of what I've personally learned, like as in skills I picked up, for example, cutting to the beat, multi-clipping, and especially cutting to the beat, because I thought before, like usually you just make sure you fit the clips in the right order, and you just make sure it flows with the music. But cutting to the beat makes it a lot, like it makes it different, it makes it unique, because there's like, what's the word? There's like,
it's interpreting the music
you're
you're listening
to.
to.
Exactly. So and it makes it like, so every little sound or effect, it cuts to that beat. So it just makes it more interesting and swift and fast. So
One thing that really helped him was learning to use a camera without a tripod, and getting the footage that we got was really impressive for not using a tripod. So I think that was one very big skill that I've picked up.
That was also benefited us because it allowed us to be more creative and like use tracking shots and stuff like that. So it was kind of like a leeway for us. Also, another thing was lip syncing, which was important because now that we had to switch as using me as the artist, I had to learn the lyrics and sort of sync it up to the song as well. And also for the group, when it came to editing, we all had to sync it up with the music, which was another skill that we developed.
And if we didn't, like, the music video would look odd and it would cause discomfort for like our audience, the target audience that we're aiming at. So we had to make sure that the lip syncing was like on point.
Contributing to all our work, I think I was the role of the camera operator. Tim was the assistant director. Dejine was the director, but she had to switch to the artist, leaving Denisha.
So she played both roles,
but Denisha played producer / director because she had to switch as well. And I think the way we contributed was really helped us to achieve what we did.
Yeah, like we've all like for example, the way Michael said, for example, how he was using the camera, obviously that's meant to be his job only.
Yeah,
but
but
there was a point where I came in,
everyone was using the
and then
camera.
I just thought, oh, let me try a bit of.
It just made us more versatile.
So I just thought, let me just try a bit of like movement and see how it goes. So obviously, I was just experimenting with it, and obviously it went well. So
I think if we give another shot to film this music video again, I think we'll do a fantastic job.
We've learned
a lot. With what we've learned now, we'll do a fantastic job.
So many things we could have improved on, like so many things. So I think now it's like, so we do it again, you would know what to do because we've been over it twice. The first time was like the first time. So
we didn't really, not that we didn't take it serious, but it was like the basics.
It was like the fresh ground. The second time wouldn't be perfect either, but there's a lot. So basically what we learned from the first one,
and
we put it into the second one, and then what we learned from the second one and the first one, we're going to put it into the third one that we do, or if we get to do one. So it's all about, learning from your mistakes and then implementing it into the real thing, because it's better to make the mistakes now rather than doing it when it's a big thing. So really.